888-971 SAGE 888-971-7243. I am Larry Elder. My in-studio guest, Michael Alexander, president and founder of Californians for School Choice. Michael, let's go call real fast. Daniel is in Sacramento, California. Daniel, you're on with Michael Alexander and Larry.
Hey, Michael, how you doing? Hey, Larry Elder, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
I'm doing fine.
Yeah. Good. I just had a question. My kids go to a private school now, and so I was wondering, when is this bill going to be on the ballot? And then how do we follow it? And then how do you qualify for it?
First of all, CaliforniaSchoolChoice.org is where you go to sign up and be part of this and get all the information that you need. The other answer is we are now gathering signatures for this ballot. We have another 90 days to collect over 1 million valid signatures to place this on the ballot, and we need your help. You're the guy to do it for you and your family, and that will be on the November 22 ballot. November 8th, 2022 is when schools improve dramatically in the state of California, Daniel, for you and your children.
You have to get how many signatures and by when?
We have to get 1 million signatures and turn them all in by April 11th. That's a little over 90 days, 89 days.
And how's
from
it
now.
going?
It's going well. Yeah, we've.
It's a difficult thing to do to get that many signatures, and as you know, you need to get more than that because some of them are invalid.
That's correct. Yeah. So our goal ultimately, ideally, 1.2 million to 1.5 million. We have a lot of direct mail campaigns that are kicking off now. Mm-hmm. The holidays are a slow time. People are waking up right now, and I'm going to be good right through up until Super Bowl weekend, and then we'll go dead for a couple of days. But we're having a lot of interest in it.
Now, Michael, I interviewed Rick Rennell, who has another school choice initiative. I haven't taken a position on either one of them officially, although I'm in favor of school choice, obviously.
Sure.
But why is yours better than his?
Well, it's pretty straightforward. Number one, they are only offering a beginning scholarship of $13,000, even though the governor's budget is coming up at $15,000 here pretty quick. We're already behind at $14,000. Number two, theirs has a phase-in and means testing. So for the first couple of years or so, it is only the functionally poor that will be eligible for the program. And although I respect Ambassador Grinnell, these policy choices are questionable. They also have, it takes up to 4 years to phase this in. And Larry, there's no financial reason for doing this. We have a tremendous state budget. There's just no indication that we don't have the money for this program. Moreover, they have a $60,000 cap on it for taking into college, and also they exclude homeschoolers. Ours include all homeschoolers. And then when you get into the internals of this bill, which we don't have the time to to discuss right now, we are much more specific in prohibiting curriculum mandates. We are sharper on the regulatory aspects of that, and we are one of the great fears of all parents is that if they take this money, the government will be able to transform their private school or homeschool into a government classroom. Under our bill, that's very clear that you can't. Unfortunately, Grinnell's drafting committee did not take proper notice of these things, and the bill is much weaker than it should be. I'll give them credit for school choice, but the internals are bad. This is why our bill is really the Cadillac of the business and the way to go.
I'm talking to Michael Alexander, president and founder of Californians for School Choice, the website he gave, CaliforniaSchoolChoice.org, CaliforniaSchoolChoice.org. We come back. I want to talk to you about a little bit of the hypocrisy. People like Elizabeth Warren telling a voter that my children went to public schools, when in fact, $17,000 a year private school. Also another one named Barack Obama. We'll talk about that as well.
Oh, yeah.
Again, the website is CaliforniaSchoolChoice.org. 888-971-SAGE, 888-971-7243. I am Larry Elder. We are ReliefFactor.com studio. Coming up, a tribute to my friend, the late Colin Flaherty. Who's Colin Flaherty? We'll stick around for that. Michael Alexander is in studio. You can look at him on youtube.com/Larry Elder Show Radio and the Salem News Channel. He's founder and president of Californians for School Choice Initiative here in California. To get more information about it, CaliforniaSchoolChoice.org is the website, CaliforniaSchoolChoice.org. Speaking of phonies, Michael, Barack Obama.
Yeah.
One of the first things he did when he came to Washington, D.C. as president is to shut down the Opportunity Scholarship Program. They gave, I think it was around $7,500
Yes.
for families that were able to be lucky enough to get into it. There were far more families that wanted to get into it than could get into it. This is a man who was in Indonesia when he was 10 years old, being educated at a private school because his mom had married an oil company executive, and they ran a school for the oil company executives that was private. She felt it wasn't good enough. Sends him to Hawaii to live with his maternal grandparents. Goes to the finest prep school in Hawaii, Punahou. Comes to L.A. First 2 years goes to Oxy, a private college. Finishes up Columbia, Ivy private college. Goes to Harvard, private. His two daughters, Sasha and Malia, were educated at a private school that was set up for teachers at University of Chicago, where Obama was a law instructor. Then he goes to D.C., and Michelle Obama makes a big display out of looking at all the public schools that she may enroll the girls in. At the time, I said on the air, if she enrolls those girls in a public school in D.C., I'm going to come to school tomorrow in a dress. I didn't have to come to school tomorrow in a dress. And for herself, Michelle, while it's true she went to a public school, high school, she didn't go to her nearby public high school. Now we'd call that choice. She went to a school far out because her parents felt her school nearby was inferior. So essentially, all the Obamas educated either in private schools or took advantage of school choice. And one of the first things this man did when he became president is to shut down the Opportunity Scholarship Program for people that did not like the public school teachers, public schools in Washington, D.C.
Yes.
Talk about hypocrisy.
That's right. Well, and what we find here, Larry, is that we not only see the hypocrisy on display with Barack Obama and other creatures of political habit, particularly owned and operated by the teachers' unions, but as a matter of fact, all of our elites, white, black, our institutions, our churches, our religious leaders, our civil leaders here in California have presided over a precipitous drop in the quality of our institutions. We're now 48th. Massive numbers of children can't even speak the language. We're creating this big overhang. Our institutions have failed us, and that's why we, the people, must exercise our rights under the initiative process to turn this around. And we're going to have massive opposition from all the people who have a vested interest in what is essentially, at the end of the day, a political apparatus and not an educational institution. It is just another way that the government manufactures citizens that it wants, rather than giving us access to our tax money so that we can educate our own children.
Michael, 80% of our kids educated here in California in what I call government schools. I don't like to call them public schools. I like to call them government schools. 80% of them are black and brown. Why do you care?
Oh, I'll tell you why I care. First of all, like yourself, I'm a man of faith. And all of the energy for this movement is coming out of communities of faith of all colors. But beyond that, let's just take a practical utilitarian perspective. If we have, particularly in a creeping socialist system, if not outright socialist system, we are developing a very large group of people at the bottom of our economic ladder, characterized by ignorance, crime, lack of opportunity, unemployment, lack of mobility in our system. Larry, their future is our future. Even if I didn't like them, even if I didn't think that I had a moral obligation to speak out for them, even then, I would make sure they had an education, because if they don't have a shot, I'm going to pay for it, and nobody can tell you about the black story and what a local bishop, Juan Carlos Mendez, described the public school system as a pathway to prison. This is intolerable. This is a sin that cries out to heaven for revenge, and everybody on here listening to this message here today needs to get with us and support this movement for their own sake as well as other children.
It's in everybody's best interest. Don't we want to produce people that are law-abiding, tax-paying citizens? Don't we want to produce a whole bunch of people who do that? Isn't that in everybody's best interest?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's poverty. The only people that get paid by poverty and ignorance are the poverty and ignorance pimps, and we know who they are. And these people have presided over this system, and they've just been willing to accept it. More and more money going into inflation-adjusted dollars. We're spending twice as much and getting half as much for it. We got to change.
The website is californiaschoolchoice.org, californiaschoolchoice.org. We don't have another minute in this segment right now, Michael.
Yes.
Think tanks on the left and on the right don't agree about a whole lot. You've got the Brookings Institution on the left. You have conservative think tanks like the American Enterprise Institution, but they both said the same thing about escaping poverty. Number one step, finish high school.
Right.
Presumably one where you can read, write, and compute at grade level.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, we need that. How does anybody participate in our economy or fully participate in our government and take the rightful place in society without these basic tools? These are ones that our parents sacrificed to make sure you and I had them. And all children can have them and save money for college. Money is not the problem.
Maybe we can get Colin Kaepernick to take a knee for school choice.
Let's do it.
888-971-SAGE, 888-971-7243. 888-971-SAGE, 888-971-7243. I am Larry Elder. We are ReliefFactor.com studio. Coming up, I want to give you a little tribute to a friend of mine named Colin Flaherty, who just died at the age of 69, not from COVID, from cancer. And I'll explain who he is, so stick around for that. Michael Alexander is my guest, our last few minutes with him. He's president and founder of Californians for School Choice. The website is californiaschoolchoice.org. There was a couple of documentaries that came out, Michael. One was called Waiting for Superman. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yes.
About these parents. I think it was Washington, D.C., if I'm not mistaken. It might have been
one
New York.
of the places, and they also had Roosevelt High out here.
Right, and it was about the scholarship program that these parents were trying to get their kids in. Only about a quarter of those who applied actually were able to get them in.
Right.
And they felt it was a difference between having a life towards the middle class and a life of poverty. And I remember when Barack Obama was running for president, he's sitting and talking to Bill O'Reilly, who used to be a public school teacher. And O'Reilly asked him about school choice. And Obama said, well, you know, the studies show that it doesn't really make all that much difference. The man that Bill Clinton hired, his name was Patrick Wolf. He's still with University of Arkansas, education professor. He hired him, Bill Clinton did, to look at the Arkansas school choice program. He evaluated that one in Milwaukee, and he said there's no question graduation rates improved, the parental satisfaction through the roof, test scores improved. And here Obama is telling this man who's a public school teacher that school choice does not work.
Right. Yeah, it's complete hypocrisy. Let me run through a couple numbers. These ought to be easy. Average school class size is 25 in California. Minimum annual spend is $20,000 per student.
Right.
Check the governor's budget. Even if you went to one of their schools, you have trouble with numbers, that's $500,000 per year. That teacher with salary and benefits, maybe $1.25, $125,000 out of that. Where does the other $350,000 to $375,000 go? And it's down the bureaucratic rat hole. There's plenty of money there. It makes a difference, and if it didn't make a difference, you wouldn't have 30 or 40% of school teachers sending their kids to private school.
CaliforniaSchoolChoice.org, CaliforniaSchoolChoice.org. Michael, thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate it.
Hey, and thank you, Larry. Appreciate it. See you next time.
God bless.
All right, God bless, sir. All right.